What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Neighbors Podcast. I'm Mitchell, and Jesse's with me again.
Yes.
JB Mondays.
Sunday, coming out tomorrow, Monday.
Yeah. We can call it JB Mondays, I think. Just cuz.
Just thought someone was in Mitchell's house.
Yeah. Just be quiet for 5 seconds. All right. Clicks button to record. 2 seconds in. Someone in your fucking house.
I thought I heard someone walking.
Dude. Yesterday, Tanya and I were like watching TV. Watching like That 70s Show. Not that it matters, but I'm like rewatching the whole series, and it's hilarious. Like, go back and watch it, and it's really funny. I think because it was done like in the 90s, but based on the 70s, like it holds up because it's in a specific time.
Makes sense.
It's not like a movie that is done in like present day. So like a movie that's made in like 1995 about like 1995 or 1994 or whatever. So then it ages because then it doesn't.
It correlates with the time.
Yeah, but it doesn't. You know, it wasn't like a 90s. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things that date stuff is like flip phones. When you go back and you watch it, and you're like, oh yeah. Like I was watching. It was crazy. It was a old highlight of a dunk contest when it was like LeBron's like first or second year, and all of them were just fucking recording shit on their flip phones. Yeah. They're like, I can't even watch it being recorded at the same time, you know?
I saw LeBron, it was like him taking a picture of Stone Cold. He's like,
Yeah, that might have been what it was. Yeah.
Are they coming out with new flip phones? Flip smartphones?
Are they No way.
Oh, I thought I heard something about that, but it's probably just fake news.
That would be kind of crazy, though. But, like, I don't know.
The flip phone action in itself is pretty dope.
Yeah, I need to call somebody.
Let me just flip it open real quick. And you want to hang up? You just
slam it shut? Yeah. You get kind of that. Yeah, I did that shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
you can't even throw your phone now.
But yeah, Tanya and I were watching That 70s Show. My mom was like cleaning up the garage, and all of a sudden we heard like a bang, like a knock, but it not like a knock, but like a knock,
loud one.
Yeah, from the other side of the house, like this area that we're sitting in. It was like the stairs area or like the closet by the front door.
Yeah,
and we were like, all right.
Did you investigate?
I went outside and said, hey, were you over by the front door, maybe? And she's like, no. She was in, like, the far corner by the workbench.
So do you think Shadow Boy might be back?
I fucking hope not.
To kick it?
But I don't know if I talked about this.
Should we get him on the pod?
Yeah, you asked that, and all of a sudden that mic arm just...
I'd probably leave, dude.
Oh, I would turn it off. I bet we can't... I'm done.
I'd be like, no.
Yeah, it would be crazy, but... I don't know, like, I told you about the dream I had the other day, right?
Maybe.
I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I feel like you'd remember. So, I was dreaming, and I feel like ever since I've tried to take melatonin to sleep, like, my dreams have just been fucked, whether or not I take it or not. Like just weird fucking dreams.
Oh.
Just, like, weird and, like, lucid. Like, I remember them more, because before I didn't really dream all that often. When I dreamed, I was like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
But... Or I have 2 reoccurring dreams that I always have. I'll tell you about those. Do you have any reoccurring dreams? Like things that were you like, they're very similar or close to?
I don't think I dream much.
No, you just coma.
Knock out.
Yeah, just in the coma.
Sometimes I have a dream. I'm like, man, what the hell did I dream about?
Yeah.
But most time I just pass out and wake up, TV's on.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's like 10 episodes deep. And you're like,
yeah.
Fuck, Netflix, why didn't you ask if I was still watching?
I don't know what episode I'm on.
Yeah. Go back. Yeah. Well, anyway, I was sleeping, and in the dream, I was, like, camping in a really big forest, kind of like the redwoods, right? And then we realized that, like, dude, dreams are so weird because they make no fucking sense. There were, like, dinosaurs in this fucking... thing.
Have you ever been in the redwoods? Don't mean to interrupt, but
no, I've never been.
It makes you feel like a fairy, like
because you're tiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it is an enchanted forest with dinosaurs.
Okay. Like Bigfoot could live there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So, like I remember, like everyone was like being like really still, and you could like hear fucking T-Rexes fucking stepping and shit, you know? And I was like, we gotta get out of this place. Like, I was the only one who was like, this is not normal. And so then I don't remember. I don't know if I woke up or like I got out of that like dream state of sleep, and then but then the next thing that I remember, we were at like this beach house, or it was like a lake house because it was on like a river or lake or some shit, and it was my aunt's, I guess, and we were all playing like board games and shit, and then there was like a lot of thunder and lightning, but it was like weird because you went outside and instead of it being like actual like the lightning shit, it was like this blue staticky shit in the sky, and then all of a sudden the fucking house was on fire, and we're like putting it out, and I looked over, and this girl was like fucking, you know, doing the season shit, and her face was like changing.
Dude,
right?
What in the hell?
Dude, yeah, dude, this is what I'm saying is like melatonin has like fucked my sleep brain up, I guess. So, but what I'm saying is while I'm like shaking this girl to try and get her to like come back or whatever.
Yeah.
And when I wake up and I open my eyes, like something's looking at me right here.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
you told me that part. You didn't tell me nothing else.
Yeah. And the only thing that I think it could have been was I did have a hoodie hanging up on like the French door, like on the handle. So like maybe I just woke up and I saw that and I thought it was someone,
like when you're
or
a
something.
Kid.
Yeah, right, where it's like something's on like the
Pile
vacuum.
Of clothes on the back of a chair.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh fuck,
someone's looking at me. Right now.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like it was closer than that though.
That's really spooky, Mitch.
Yeah.
I don't have dreams like that.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah. It sucked. But the fucked up part about my head was I wasn't like too scared to go back to sleep. I was like, okay.
Hopefully I can get back in this dream right here. Maybe try and wake this girl back up. See what's going on.
She might need my help. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's creepy, dude. And then when I hear shit, I'm like, fuck.
I used to always have this dream where I was trying to run. I just could not run from nobody, dude.
Like, I really got to get away. And you're
like a car coming up on me, like about to scoop me up, and I just cannot run.
And they scoop you?
No, it never gets to it. Somehow I get like saved. Someone just comes over and like grabs me and throws me over a fence. I'm like, what?
We should do some research on dreams. Like what happens when you can't run away and someone has to save you from getting fucking scooped up?
Yeah.
And what happens when you wake up and there's a little demon girl staring at you?
Yeah, I've never woke up with stuff like that. Like I've heard of people like what is it when they're getting sat on or whatever?
Oh, and they can't move.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah. I've had it one time too, and I saw.
Never had that, but I've heard from some close friends too, like some crazy stories. So like,
yeah, I have sleep paralysis because your head, it's like you're awake, but you're still like.
But they say it's like a demon sitting on your chest.
I'm not like when I had sleep paralysis, I didn't feel that way. I've only had it one time. Did I tell you this?
I mean, I think you have, but I don't remember right now.
So I was in the other room. And my bed was tucked against the far wall. So, like, right underneath the window. And my desk was pushed up against my bed. And so I had it pretty much set up as I do now with, like, the lights kind of to the left and the right side of my desk. So that it would illuminate the green screen that was behind me.
Yeah.
For streaming. And I remember I woke up and I was laying on my back. And usually I sleep on, like, my stomach or on my side. Mm-hmm. So for me to wake up and be sleeping on my back was weird. But I woke up and I remember like I could move my neck though. Like I could like, you know, turn my head this way, but I couldn't, I didn't really try, but it was one of those things like I passed out 2 times from seeing blood and having shots. Okay. And it was similar to that. Yeah. It was similar to that where one time I knew for sure, but the first time when I was getting shots in my thumb, I thought I was awake. I could hear everything. I just was like,
shots in your thumb and you couldn't even look?
I had a dislocated thumb.
Oh.
So I have I don't like needles.
Yeah.
And I had a dislocated thumb and had been dislocated for like a day. And because
Yuck.
Yeah, so like cuz my mom for some reason does this thing where she like doesn't like believe you when you're like hurt that bad. Like I remember when Kirsten hurt her collarbone, she was like, "You better not be fucking faking." Not like that aggressive, but like basically like that. And it's like if you have a broken collarbone, your arm's like dangling, like you can't move that shit.
You go to the doctor, Mom?
Yeah, she's like, So it makes my mom sound really mean, but I think, I don't know.
She's not.
Yeah, but so we went and he had to re-break the thumb to get it lined up. And I already don't like needles, and he had to like numb my thumb like 8 times in different spots. So it's this needle that's long as fuck, and I don't like them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why, but like shots, but I guess it's more like shots I don't like. But tattoos, perfectly fine. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't like shots either.
Yeah.
Tattoos,
Doesn't
all
bother.
right.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. So I guess I passed out, but I remember being able to hear everything that was going on. I just didn't feel like respond because no one was actually talking to me, so I just didn't respond to anything. And so anyway, that's how it felt. Was like I just didn't want to move, you know?
Yeah.
And I looked over, and I don't remember what it looked like, but in between my lights, there was someone behind the computer, like staring at me.
Man.
And I remember because it scared me.
You gotta need some dream catchers in here, man. You got some
me.
fucked up dreams.
It scared me more than
it
scared me more than this one because I woke myself up by screaming, not like a really loud scream, but like a because I remember pushing myself into my bed. Like imagine laying down and really pushing yourself into your mattress.
Yeah.
And I went ooh, and I woke up. Then I could move.
No, I never had nothing like that, dude.
Well,
from nobody.
Thanks for the reassurance.
I got some real old dream catcher, and I think that's a real thing.
You do?
Yeah.
How come? Because you don't dream?
It's just like passed on through my mom, I guess. Like her mom had it. It's
so like
old
if you
as
like
shit.
just cut it open, just dreams everywhere.
Dude, don't even play like that. That's scary stuff, dude. I don't like that. Spiritual stuff freaks me out a little bit. I mean, I like spiritual stuff, but like the bad ones.
Yeah.
The bad spirits.
Bad stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I think that's
haunted houses? Nope.
I don't like it either. I asked Sean that the other day.
I ain't going to none of that stuff.
I don't like haunted houses. You mean like real haunted houses?
Yeah, I don't care about fake stuff.
Yeah.
Real stuff? Like, let's go up into, like, Dick Road. Everyone used to go to Dick Road.
Yeah.
The train tracks right there.
I don't remember that.
There, like, used to be, like a random rope just swinging from the bridge. They would, like, block it off, and kids would still go up there. It's like, I don't know. But I never went, so I don't know. I just heard about it. I ain't going to no damn haunted place, dude. What the hell? Come on, wherever you are. There's no way. No way.
You go to like a haunted house for like at like a pumpkin patch.
Like Halloween?
Yeah. I don't fuck with those either though.
I'm like,
you'd be a fun person to have work there.
Oh, scare people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love scaring people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to be spooked in those weird situations.
I think the weirder
houses,
part is like when you leave a fake haunted house, you leave and go like, oh yeah, that was scary, but it was like an adrenaline rush. When you leave like a real haunted house, you're probably like, what's coming with me?
Is it sticking on me?
Yeah.
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 Is it latching onto me?
Yeah. Do I have glue skin right now?
No, dude.
I'm
not about that.
You should read this book. It's called Piercing the Darkness. That it's written by Frank Peretti. He I've talked about it a few times on the podcast, but I think you would actually really enjoy the book because it's a spiritual book, and what it does is it has a storyline that's going on like as humans, but also like how he writes it is like it will like phase out of like human world, and it will be like there are angels and demons just like right next to us at all time, like fighting and shit, or like playing the diplomatic game where it's like
that is interesting.
Yeah, and so one of the things was like one person was acting a specific way, and it flipped to a different side, and there were like little, like gremlin demons like on him, and there was like one was depression, one was anger, one was whatever, and it was like hatred or whatever. And so then they had to like try and get him off. But I remember one specific scene that was like really like has been engraved in my brain is when it flips over to that like spiritual realm. One of the angels walks through the door of an apartment for this lady, and she's sitting there watching TV, and a demon is behind her with his fingers in her brain, stirring her thoughts. And I was like, dude, that's a spooky fucking scene.
That is really creepy.
Yeah.
And what does the angel do?
Nothing.
Bummer.
Yeah, so it's really interesting of like a dichotomy that they're basically soldiers. They still have orders. So
yeah, they are.
Yeah, and
Do you believe in that? Because I do.
Like,
to an extent?
like warfare. Yeah, to an extent.
I mean, I don't know about warfare. I don't know.
Well, it's like these
that
guys
deep
are like
into
middle.
it.
They got like swords and shit, you know.
But I'm like, you know how people say like
they could.
oh,
They
like,
really could though.
oh, like he has some demons. He
Yeah.
has some demons.
Yeah. Like
It's like he actually might have some demons. Like
yeah. Well, because so it's really interesting in a lot of things to like to look at that, like why do we act that like certain ways randomly too. Like, have you ever noticed like sometimes it's like someone says something that just for whatever reason at that time just bugs you, but like if they said it to you 360 like any of the other days of the year, you probably would have been like whatever, but they say something to you and you're just like, what the fuck, like why are you doing that?
It doesn't happen often. It's again, I don't know if it was something with the full moon or whatever, but Friday morning I just woke up and I was just like on one, dude.
Oh, just mad?
Not like I mean just like
grumpy?
Yeah, kind of more emotional. Where I was just
ornery?
like,
I think there's
I was like kind of ornery, and then like just kind of didn't want to hear it from anybody. And it was like normally I'm not like that at all. Like I just wake up and I'm pretty good all the time. But I was just woke up and I was just like,
I was trying to think if you had like text. We didn't really talk because I knew you were going to the beach.
Yeah.
So I just like
even the drive there, I was just like, this lady's just like riding my ass in the van. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm gonna freak out. But then I just put on some reggae and
you're good.
I got to the beach shortly and rolled the windows down. The air was nice. It's like 70.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That nice, cool, like you can smell the salt water type thing. Yeah.
And it was just blue sky. It only took a day.
I should have had you get me crab while you were there. Fuck.
I don't think I utilized the beach enough.
I think a lot of people take where we live, specific like Beaverton area.
Yeah,
like this,
for sure.
This whole area. So Beaverton, Hillsborough, Forest Grove, Tualatin, Tiger. That this area, like way for granted.
It's beautiful.
Like, people
out there.
don't realize like there's not a lot of places where you can drive an hour and a half to see the mountains and get snowboarding and skiing and all the stuff that you get at Mount Hood, and then an hour and a half in the opposite direction, and you get the coast.
Yeah,
and not like a shit beach. Like almost every beach in Oregon is really pretty.
Yeah.
Now there's some beaches that are more touristy, like Seaside, so it gets a little dirtier. But the beach is still nice. They do keep it pretty clean.
Yeah, they do. I really like Lincoln City. There's a lot of
I like
there.
Lincoln City too.
But like I haven't explored extensively like to where I can say that. But where I've gone before the last couple times was Glenayden Beach, which is just past Lincoln City. And it's like a shorter beach in terms of like the distance from the road to the ocean.
Okay.
But it's deeper right there. So there's like harder waves are crashing in, cool place. It's quiet. It's a little neighborhood. I don't know,
it's
man.
Kind of like a Cannon Beach feel, but smaller.
Mm-hmm. And I read about Yahats. Yahats is another place down south on more like Central Oregon on the coast.
Like more like
I
towards
guess it's
Coos Bay or
old,
something.
really old Oregon place, like town, and looks really cool.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of beaches, obviously. Nice ones, though.
Yeah, but kind of unexplored.
Yeah, I've just never gone to those places.
Yeah.
I definitely want to.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you put it in your head and you're like, I'm going to do that one day. And then like 6 years go by and you're like, damn, I still haven't done that shit.
But the thing, that's what I know. I was getting pissed off. I'm like, dude, this drive is only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Or like Lincoln City, it's 2 hours. Like, that is not long at all.
Yeah, sometimes like you have to find like that thing that clicks, that puts the time that it takes to get there into perspective. So driving from here to like Vancouver at 3 p.m., that's going to take fucking an hour and a half.
Yeah, and you're in traffic the whole time.
Yeah, and so, or like for me, what it did was last year when we were at James's wedding, a little bit over a year now, but I listen to D&D stuff, and every D&D show that I listen to is 4 hours. Now, there's a break usually in between some of it, but it's still about 4 hours. So to get to the beach, it's like, oh, I'll listen to like an episode. And I got there and I wasn't even halfway through it. And I was like, oh shit. That's what it did. Like that was the thing that like snapped my perspective of like showing. And I think too, because I made the drive a few times as an adult, but like when I was in the car or the like RV or whatever when we were going camping or going with somebody else, it always seemed longer when somebody else was driving. Like, are we fucking there yet? And it's like, dude, we've been in the car for like half an hour, dude.
Yeah. Well, Seaside, like if you want to go to Seaside, it takes. I mean, you can get there in an hour.
Yeah.
You can get there in an hour.
Depends on traffic and, you know.
I really enjoy driving. Me and my old man were talking about this the other day. Like, I drove to the beach by myself, but I enjoy just driving. And I go over the hills and, like, back through Albertson Road. Yeah, it's over the hills, and I pop out in, like, Lafayette and then jump on the highway. So I don't go through any town at all, really.
Yeah.
Just throw on some country or whatever. Chill, drive, you know, listen to music. I enjoy it a lot. If more people wanted to go with me and just toss me some gas money, I would drive everywhere.
Yeah.
I really do like
the truck doesn't really help you out too much.
No, it doesn't, but I have a giant gas tank.
Yeah.
And when I get on the highway, it's about 18 miles a gallon.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I'm driving a truck, dude. I obviously don't care about miles per gallon, so.
That's fair. I suppose, like, when you do decide to buy a truck, like, that's not the thing you're caring about. You're like, you kind of know, like, that's going to be shit. What else is going to be good about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my GMC in high school got like 8 miles a gallon. So I started off in the wrong place.
Yeah. You're like, I get 18 now? Shit, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember that was one thing. People would always make fun of me for having the Mini Cooper. And I was like, yeah, but it gets 28 miles per gallon in the city, so fuck you.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You know?
I hear people's miles per gallon. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, it gets like 55. Like on the highway, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, the Juke isn't great. It's like 22 in the city. So it's not terrible, but.
I get like probably like 12 to 13 in city.
Yeah. It's just when gas prices are like it's so insane to me how that Shell stays in business.
Yeah, I don't know how
it's
they
in
do.
a prime
I
location,
never go there.
obviously. Yeah, so I think location is the only thing because literally drive just 2 more minutes like towards onto TV Highway and you have Chevron, which is like 50 cents cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last time I drove by Shell, it was like $3.45.
It's $3.07 at Chevron.
Yeah, so it's 40 cents a gallon.
It's $2.77 at Fred Meyer.
Yeah, I always wonder that, like, why is Fred Meyer so cheap? And then like Arco is cheaper if you pay with cash. But if you pay with a card, it's a little bit more expensive. Are they still doing that? Yeah.
Really?
Well, the one by John's they do, by the studio.
Because they...
because they had that lawsuit thing.
Yeah, I got a $90 check from them, dude. Yeah. I was like, right on.
Yeah, I wish. Cool. Yeah.
Right on.
Apparently, you'll be getting one next year, too.
Really? Mm-hmm. About time.
How awesome is that, though? Like, randomly, you just get a check in the mail for $100. From a place you probably got gas one time.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
ever go to
and it wasn't
Arco.
like bad gas, right? So like you still got your
shit.
Maybe.
A lot of people used to say Arco had like watered down gasoline.
Oh.
I mean, no one knows really for sure.
Yeah, right. Who's to say that? I
definitely tend to believe that it might have been true.
Do you know why there was like the lawsuit or the settlement or whatever? Was it because of gas
idea.
or some shit? Was
no
like a
idea.
breach on your card?
Maybe they were just screwing people with the gas and the debit card thing. Oh, if you pay with cash, it's this much. I say gas. If you pay with cash, it's this much. You pay with debit, it's this much. Maybe some legal way they're not allowed to do that, or I don't know. They were doing it incorrectly.
Yeah. You know, how fast do you think gas would go as soon as there's like an apocalypse? Because in Oregon, like, you don't pump your own gas. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like,
like for everybody, or like
just
thinking about how I would get gas.
It can be a very layered question.
Yeah.
How many people in Oregon? Because there's obviously some people who've like.
There's like 3 million people in Oregon, right?
Okay, so moved here from other states, but the people who have lived here almost their whole lives, they don't know how to pump gas at all.
Well. Yeah, maybe, depending on what you do as a profession. I mean, if you live on a farm, you know how to pump gas.
Sure.
If you grew up in a construction family like I did, I mean, I was pumping gas when I was really young. So there's probably quite a few people who know. But there's still probably quite a few people who really don't know shit about it.
Yeah, so of the 3 mil, half?
Yeah, probably half, maybe more.
60%? Something like that.
Are we calling people dumb right now?
Well, no. They just don't know how to pump gas. They've never done it. Because, like, Oregon is, like, one of 2 or 3 states that has hired attendants.
Yeah, no, it's weird. When I went to school in Washington, I remember pulling up and like waiting.
Yeah, you're just chilling. Yeah, I remember Colorado was like that. Like when I was driving through different states and stuff, no one comes out and you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude.
Which is such a weird thing. Why? Because it would offer so many jobs in states.
Yeah.
It's not like the gas industry's hurting.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea why. There's a lot of people working jobs right now in Oregon for it, so
yeah, that's what I mean.
Tons of gas station attendants. I do get pissed off sometimes though when I have to wait.
Yeah, when it's like I could do it myself.
Yeah,
like I could go faster.
I've unclicked my own before.
Yeah.
Just take the receipt. I'm like, see you, man. But
yeah,
I already paid for it, so.
Yeah. What are they gonna do?
Most of them don't care.
Yeah.
They're cool. Maybe there's that one gas attendant like, hands off the pump.
He's just getting super crazy about it. I doubted it. They're probably like, dude, this guy super helped me out. I slammed and he just did this thing.
Yeah.
But do you think like that would have to be one of the first things? Do you think that's one of the first things that would go? I think like that bottled water. I think because people are like weird like that.
Yeah, I think there's lots of gas, dude.
Yeah,
definitely.
But where does it get kept? Because like
you go out to like Highway 30, like by the river down there.
Yeah.
And you go towards the. Well, it's not. There's a big like dump, like heading towards St. John's.
Okay.
On Highway 30, heading towards Banks type shit over there. Right, that's where Banks is. Scappoose, shit like that.
Banks is down 26 towards the coast.
Yeah, Scappoose is out there on the side.
Yeah. And St. Helens and shit.
There's a big like train yard, like car
Yeah.
yard, all that stuff. There's tons of huge containers out there. I believe those are oil. With the emblems on the side, I'm pretty sure it's oil, but I think that's where they keep a lot of oil and gas.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
A lot of tanker trucks.
I don't know though. Yeah, it's just an interesting thing because you always hear people talk about food, water, guns, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, I always talk about like I need contact solution, like that glasses.
I never
like
seen
that.
Mad Max. That's what that's about, right?
Yeah, well, Mad Max is about a specific like person who's kind of like taking over and he's hoarding all the resources, water,
and gas is a huge resource, right?
Yeah, all that stuff. But dude, it's crazy. The newest one, which was good, like it was cool.
Isn't that my man Tom Hardy?
Yeah, but he has like no lines in the whole movie.
Why is that?
He just growls. Yeah, like that shit, dude. Exactly that. Yeah, not even that. Like not even Just a
one syllable.
Yeah, yeah. So he so there's that, but like it is really awesome because of like what they do. It's like they'll send people out like chasing after them, and it's just the craziest shit. It's like these cars and this guy's just on the back of it just fucking playing a guitar that's just flames are blowing out the fucking back. They're all like Valhalla, and they fucking spray like gold or silver paint in like their mouths and shit, and they crash their cars. Like it's an insane movie. And the crazier part too about the newest Fury Road was that like 90% of the stunts they did were practical stunts, which means they actually did that shit.
Oh.
Which is really impressive.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, like when you watch it knowing that, you're like, because most of the time now we watch stuff, that's CGI.
Yeah.
For example, in the Avengers Endgame, the suits that they were the white and red ones that they wore to like time travel.
Yeah.
Those are all CGI suits. They're not real.
So they're just walking around. And
they're walking around with dots all over their body that they then replace.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So like it's honestly one of the behind the scenes things that when you watch, it kind of takes away from the magic of movies.
Yeah.
Like it just Sebastian Stan, who plays Winter Soldier, wears a green screen arm. That's how they do his metal arm. It's not like they put like this thing on his arm.
He's just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. If you were watching them film that, it's just you don't know what's going on, and then the movie is just
just insane. Or like different. The fights, it's just like they're fighting in this big warehouse where all the walls are green screened, and then they just replace that shit. So you know what I mean? Like
that does kind of suck.
Yeah, it's like weird, right? So or like Robert Downey Jr. barely films. Like, he films his shit, but once it's like the Iron Man suit, it's like stunt double. He just goes and then records his face talking, and so then when it goes into like he's in the Iron Man suit,
it on.
he just doesn't do much.
That's weird as hell, dude.
It's crazy.
So, man, the evolution of movie sets.
Yeah, just what. Yeah. Like what was
nuts.
What you had before. Like that was one thing too. That might be like the weirder part about that 70s show is when they're like in the car. It's like obviously like a car with like a moving, like it's not moving. It's just like the thing in the back. I played this game called The Movies. Old game. It was made in like 2004. It was like a tycoon game where you make your own movie studio.
Oh yeah. And
you have to like hire directors and actors and extras, and you just fucking things up, Jesse.
Shit, dude.
It's a really fun game, but as you progress, because it starts in like the 1920s when like movies really start, it's like black and white, and it only does like two or three scenes. The movies don't make fucking any sense, you know. But as it goes, you get better sets. The movies get better. There's more people involved.
Yeah,
and it's kind of a cool thing.
I remember you playing those tycoon games all the time.
Yeah, I like them. I like to figure out like because they're all an algorithm of how to be successful in the game. So I remember being really good when I was a kid. Do you ever have that thought where you're like, dude, I could solve like anything when I played the Kingdom Hearts as a kid, beat that shit. When I was an adult and because it was re-released, I was like, how the fuck do I beat this puzzle?
You sucked at
I was like, what? Like I couldn't figure out how to solve the puzzle. It was like a part of my brain because it was no longer a kid, just couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing. Like when you're like 11, 12, your mind really goes into like I'm thinking about myself, I'm thinking about the future, I'm thinking about the past.
Yeah.
Very ego thoughts. And
yeah.
Like you lose that imagination kind of as a kid.
Yeah, it's bummer. Big bummer for me.
I never played any really Kingdom Hearts games or stuff like that, but
you would probably.
I tried to play N64
yeah.
recently, and I just sucked. It's like 3-button games, and I'm like, what the hell? How was I so good and accurate at Blitz the League?
Yeah.
And now I'm just jumping on the ground. Don't even know how to play.
Yeah, I would play like Zoo Tycoon, and I would like immediately go bankrupt. Like, what the fuck? But when I'm a kid, I'm just millionaire.
Dude, Sims was tight back in the day.
Yeah, what do we play a lot on the Xbox? Busting Out. That's what it was called. Sims Busting Out.
Sims Busting Out. Is that the one we played together?
Yeah, because it's the one Sims game you could play like co-op.
Didn't you steal my girlfriend in Sims, dude? I'm pretty sure
Probably.
you did, dude. I was pissed.
So it's like, all right, Jesse, I'll see you tomorrow. It's like, make sure to save the game, okay? Don't save.
Yeah, he goes and talks to my girlfriend when I go to bed. Trash, dude.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny.
I think that often now when I see people like dressed in all gray, I'm like, oh, the Foundry.
Dude, I played The Sims was one of the games that I played when I first started streaming, and I remember I did this thing where I put in the title like I have 0 girlfriends, and then every time I would like have my sim like get a girlfriend, I would change the title. And at one point it was like I have 37 girlfriends, and I had like broken up like every NPC that had like was like married or whatever, like they were no longer married, and I was like married to like several different people, but I could never talk to them all in the same room because then all of them knew like I was. So it was like this fucking puzzle, and people loved that shit. People were like, "Oh fuck yeah!" I had just started, and I had like 108 people like watching it, and they were like,
"Dude, The Sims is tight. It's still tight.
It's really interesting."
I had a crib in The Sims.
Oh yeah, do you cheat though?
I don't think I cheated.
Well, you played mostly on the Xbox. You didn't play like
I don't think I cheated on the
PlayStation
Sims.
or whatever.
There's a couple games I cheated on. GTA 5. I think 2 Billy.
I think
Billionaire.
Grand Theft Auto is a game though that everyone is kind of like, yeah, you can cheat in that game.
Yeah, but Rockstar like messaged my Xbox Live account and they left me with $18,000. $2 billion.
Damn.
Left me with 18,000.
Tax, dude.
Tax the hell out of me, dude. I still had all my stuff though. I still had like tank and stuff, just rolling around. Yeah, that game's
a tank.
Yeah, I bought a tank.
What the fuck?
I had $2 billion. People like blow it up. I'm like, I'll buy it again. Doesn't matter. I'm back.
You get insurance on it?
Oh yeah.
That was the weirder part about like some games are getting like almost too realistic. Like remember when I played 2K17 and like all of my minutes got reduced because I didn't go to a practice, and I was like, "This is a fucking game."
Oh, you don't want to show up, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like a cutscene of like, "I think you need to buckle down, kid. It's like you're a rookie and you ain't showing up to practice." And I was like,
"Cut your ass."
Yeah, I was like, "What is this?"
It's like I simulated it.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's why would I want to go? Like, who thinks about that? It's like, oh shit, I gotta go practice now. You're playing a video game. Someone's like,
yeah,
what?
Even though we do get into it.
Yeah,
I used
into
to
the game.
like, practice all the time. I'm gonna get so good.
Well, that was the thing. Was
Team
like 2K
chemistry goes up.
Yeah, 2K17 though was a game that kind of had removed those things, so it wasn't like your team chemistry went up. It wasn't a way for you to get better. It was just like a part of the game for like your player to be like getting minutes or whatever. So I guess that could be some form of team chemistry or like a reason. But in the new, or not 2K20, but in 2K19, you would go, like if you go to a practice or whatever, you can get badges that help your player be better. So like they gave some incentive to like do some of that shit. But I don't know. It's one of those things. But they also gave the cash incentive of buy fucking 2K bucks or whatever the fuck
you have to.
I didn't buy it.
So, I mean, you have to. Like, there's a lot of people who, what the hell is that? Like, your books farted over there.
Told you, dude.
There's a lot of people now that are playing it. Like, you have to pay $20 to buy 75,000 coins to make your player good, or it's going to take you forever.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to compete with other players online, and they're just already raw.
Oh, you mean like if you're playing like the playground shit or whatever?
Like really competitive, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I guess if like that's what you're into, of like playing the playground and making
paying.
sure that your player is like on par with some of the other people. My thing has always been the story mode, or the career mode.
Yeah.
Like about that's all I really care about in the game.
Yeah.
So I do think it's funny though that they've started to like really try to put in this like real world like arc of a story. Like your character's supposed to have like layers. Like, dude, I just want to play basketball.
Yeah, it is annoying when I was watching it. I'm like, I want to watch it too.
Yeah.
But then it's like a 5-minute scene.
It's like a 5-minute cutscene of like your dude in China ruining ramen.
Yeah.
And you're
like, are you a professional NBA player? Yeah. Yeah, it's just
dumb.
I had a thought and I just forgot it because freaking no, I was gonna say $60. If I pay $60 for a game, I don't really want to spend more money.
Yeah, that's
to do stuff that I should do. So like for 2K19, I bought it for $2.
Yeah, I bought mine.
So I was like, I'll spend $20 to make my player good. Yeah. I still didn't spend $60 on nothing.
Yeah.
Which
that's a fair way to look at stuff. I think
for me to look at, like
if you take it the base of like almost every video game now in this new video game is $60.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get a game for cheaper or for free, it's probably very like I play Heroes of the Storm. That's a free game done by Blizzard.
Yeah.
If I don't pay into anything, they're not making money. They don't run ads, you know, in the game. So like, it's like, yeah, I should probably spend something. The way that I always attribute it was if I spent for every $1 I spent on the game, I should get an hour of fun out of it.
Yeah.
That's how I always just made a purchase. Like, am I going to play this game for 60 hours?
That's a good one.
Probably fucking not.
Because I bought games that it's like I played like for a couple hours and I'm like, yeah, this game sucks.
But then there's other games that might not last that long, but have a high, like the style of fun I'm having is like really high.
Yeah.
So I played Until Dawn, which is a PS4 exclusive game that is a very story mode driven game. There's almost no real gameplay to it. Yeah. There's quick actions or whatever they call them, like the timing ones. Mm-hmm. But other than that, you're not shooting anything really. You're not doing much. It's just like you just click. Do you want to go right, left, up, or down? You're watching a movie, which is actually one game that I'd recommend. Like if you're a guy or a girl and your partner doesn't like video games, is like play those style of games together because they have a really cool movie style feel.
Idea. Yeah.
And so this game was like. It was pitched as there's so many different endings because there's like 9 characters and if you fuck up or if you choose to, you can kill them and then it changes the story.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
Because it's like a horror game. Yeah.
It's like the Goosebump books back in the day.
Yeah, the choose your own adventure, like Goosebump style stuff. Yeah, it's really interesting and there's a lot of them out there. Like there's one called Life is Strange, which is set in Oregon. It's on the coast, like Cannon Beach area. It's a little creepy, like but more. the creepier side is kind of more real life stuff. But basically, the premise is you're playing as this girl named Max, who's in art school. Mm-hmm. She's like a photographer, and she goes into the bathroom, and there's another girl in there, and then a guy comes in there arguing, and the girl gets shot, and you're like, what the fuck? And then she learns that she can reverse time, so she like wakes up and she's back in the classroom, and then she learns that she can like save this girl, and then you go through that. But then there's like mystical kind of magic side of the story, but then there's also the story of like the real world, like this girl's missing, you want to try and find her, and it's really cool, and it's fucking sad.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. It's on Xbox.
I don't think I've ever really played a game like that.
It's on Xbox. You can buy, and it's in chapters. So the cool part about it is like the first chapter is like $4.99, and it's about, and you can take your time. It's like 2 hours each chapter. So if you play it and you're like, oh, I want to know what happens next, then you buy the next chapter. If you don't give a fuck, then you just don't buy it, and then you only spent $5. That's
a cool way to go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's the last game I played with a real story mode? Red Dead.
Yeah, I've heard people really enjoyed Red Dead.
Game was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. I don't know why. I just was like, eh.
There's different endings for that too, but it's more based on the morale of your character and like how you play the game. Like if you're just murking people, like they're just gonna murk you at the end of the game.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
there's different ways, and then the game continues on. Like it's a cool continuation from the 2010 game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, there's a character, John, that's in the 2010 Red Dead Revolver. Or Red Dead Redemption 1. Whatever.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 1. Yeah.
And you're playing as John. And it's basically the story that happens after Red Dead Redemption 2 when you're playing as
Arthur
Morgan. And then you play as Arthur Morgan.
So, wait.
And you see the evolution
in the storyline,
of John.
2 is the first one.
Yep.
Does that ever bug you?
I had to go back and watch like a recap of it because I didn't really remember it. But you get a lot more in-depth characters on Red Dead Redemption 2. And you see who these guys are. Mm-hmm. The evolution of John's pretty cool.
I like any game that can like build a really good story. That's why I love the Spider-Man game, was because it was very layered.
The Red Dead story is pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's why people really like Gears, or not Gears, well, maybe Gears too, but God of War. Was because there was really cool, like, fun action shit that was happening. You know, you're killing gods or whatever, but also the story that they built was fun and interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that a lot of people take for granted is, like, writing in video games.
I like the
story
story.
Some of it's really good.
I've always liked story mode games.
Yeah.
I like the online play and stuff like that for having fun, but I think as we get older, it's harder to play online. And the story mode is pretty fun. I just enjoy like chilling. It's like watching a TV show or watching a movie for some people.
Yeah. You know, it definitely is. And I think some of these more of the pick your own adventure style games are they really are, I think, perfect for like couples. Let's make this decision together. Hurry. You know, or you can play this chapter. I'll play this chapter. Yeah,
exactly. Tight.
No, exactly. It's like you can sit there mindlessly and watch That 70s Show or watch whatever, The Office for the 18th time, and there are probably shows that you're watching that you haven't seen. You're watching that, but most of the time, in my experience, is guys who like video games and their girlfriends who don't like them playing video games. So, like, if you can find a game that can kind of bridge that gap, then it might either sway your significant other to be like, oh, video games are a little bit different than what
you thought.
What I thought. And I actually like them, and maybe they'll play them more, or maybe they won't. But it might build like this, and it's like a cool way of like you still get to play a fucking game, and have that time, and especially when it's a really fun story. And Until Dawn's real good.
That's the one. What the other one's what?
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Both of them you can buy by the chapter.
Until Dawn you can. It's a game, but if you wanted to like borrow my PS4 and play it, you can.
Yeah, I might.
The Life is Strange I think is on everything now, and it's by the chapter. And there's a lot of like Telltale ones. Like Telltale was a developer that no longer exists, but they made Walking Dead, and dude, some of these ones are like they're like sad, like you might cry.
Oh yeah,
because you make a decision and like some shit happens and you're like, oh fuck, dude. Like, and sometimes you don't realize that it's that serious. It's like, do you want to eat the do you want to drink the beer or do you want to drink the soda? And you're like, I'll have the soda. And then in like the next couple scenes, like because you drank soda, the other person drank beer. They're so drunk they die. And you're like, oh fuck. You're like, dude. And sometimes it's not that minimal or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's a scene I totally made up. But
Yeah.
like that's sometimes what happens. You're like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't realize like that decision was going to be that massive.
Yeah.
Or what? And I guess you don't really know if there was other decisions that you made that like built into that. But they're fun.
Well,
and really interesting.
Again, Red Dead. When Arthur Morgan dies, I was like, what?
Damn! Didn't even say spoiler alert.
Well, I mean,
it's been out for a while.
Yeah,
now.
it's been out for a long time.
Yeah. I always give it a little bit, but I think it's been out for almost a year, right?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, like if you really cared, you would have played.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll look at it.
It's a long game, and there's so much in that game. Like I finished the story mode itself, but like all the
October 26th, so almost a year.
Yeah.
If you cared, you would have played.
Well, there's so many different things to do in that game. Like it's probably nearly impossible to finish the whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah. Like to do every side quest, do every
and it's
weird
hard
mission, and
it takes time. Like you have the map is giant.
Yeah.
You have to travel by horse, so you're not in a Lambo driving around GTA.
Yeah.
You can take like trains and do all those things to go faster, but I don't know. But yeah, when he dies, I was like, dude. Then you're like playing as John, and I'm like, dude, he sucks. He is not Arthur Morgan. And when he was dying, I'm like, oh, he's not gonna die.
Yeah, the whole time you're like in denial.
Yeah, he's not gonna die. He almost dies like 5 times, and he's like, God damn it.
Yeah. That's great.
Game's awesome.
Dude, I love games like that like leave that impression. You're like, oh, that character's sick.
That's arguably one of the best characters I've seen in movie.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna
TV.
say is like when it transcends like the game genre. When you're like, oh, what's your favorite character ever? And you go like, Arthur Morgan, and you're like, no, like in movies and TV, and you're like, Arthur fucking Morgan. Like,
Yeah,
that's my
same
favorite.
thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like that's what I mean is like people
Sick.
take the writing of video games for granted because video games do need to last longer than an hour and a half, 2 hours. You need to create an arc that's going to last the player 8 to 10.
How many hours to finish that game?
The storyline?
Yeah.
Fastest or average?
I guess average.
Average length.
Oh. It's
to beat Red Dead.
It's full on like commitment.
According to how long to beat, the main story in the game will take an average of around, that can't be right, 41 and a half hours?
That's about right.
If you are looking to finish the main story as well as various extra, then it's likely to last 62 and a half hours for the average player. There are 6 chapters in Red Dead Redemption 2. 41 and a half? I was expecting like 9.
No, it is a game.
Dude. What the fuck? Yeah, I went to another one. How long will it take you to beat Red Dead 2? About 60 hours. Fuck.
It's awesome.
Dude, and the thing is for me, this is what I always do in really open world games like that. Like, because these games would be terrible for indecisive people. Because they'd like turn on the map and be like, oh, I have a quest there, I have a quest there. And like you start riding the fucking horse or the car, or you start going on like Fallout, and you're like, oh shit, I just found this new place on the way though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah.
And then you just forget about. I always find like, okay, I'm just gonna beat the main quest, and then something is just so interesting to me that I just fuck the main quest for like forever.
Yeah. I was fishing in the game. I'm like reeling it in. Flicking it, trying to get it to bite. I'm like, dude, this game is sick.
Yeah.
Just go hunting right here in my room.
Dude, it's so funny how those things, people really do enjoy those little things. Like the main story is awesome, but I can fish right now.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because like, why would that matter? Like, why would catching a fucking bass matter in Red Dead for you? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you can sell it. You can like sell it for money in the game, stuff like that. But
sure.
Yeah.
But like, what the fuck? It's like one of those side things that just doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. The other thing that's cool, like just little quirks about the game, like keep it in fishing. There's like spots different places you catch different types of fish.
Yeah.
And then there's different places where there's like good run of fish and no fish. You're not hitting whatever. There's everything. There's like a haunted forest. You go in there and you hear like faint screams.
Oh,
and
shit.
then you'll randomly like see something in the forest. Yeah, it spooks you like in real life when you're in the game.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
There's all kinds of stuff. There's a place where you can go where like apparently some random alien spaceship. That's like a Rockstar thing. It's been in GTA for a long time. There's all kinds of stuff. You could just be riding.
Fallout 3 did that.
And there's like someone like, help, help. And you go help them and they just like steal your horse. And you're like, dude, what the hell? The one that happened to me is like, there's like this big, huge fat dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, how you doing, partner? And then you're like, he's like, why don't you come and have supper? We never have anybody. And it's like this brother, sister living together.
And you're like,
you get what I'm talking about. And then you're like, all right. And then they like offer you a drink. And it's like, do you drink or do you not? And me, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to slam it. It's like, drink again. Then you get like knocked out. You wake up. You have no money. I had like $500. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
$500 in that game is probably like,
yes,
you got a lot.
I mean, it was a lot of money. It took a long time because it was still new to me. And then you have to go find them. I found out where they lived.
Kill them?
Oh, yeah. Kicked open the door. She's like, oh, no, what are you doing here? I'm like, yeah. Yeah,
my gosh.
Then you have to find your money. I don't know. Yeah, the game can make people all messed up for like, if you take it by that, but you're playing a game.
Yeah, it's a video game.
Yeah, it's a video game.
Dude, I don't think that there's much correlation, like in terms of the
Violence
research that has been done.
games?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think though that it's fine to like we should study it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
continue
not
to
opposed
study
to
it. But for some people, some random anomaly, person might go like, "Oh yeah, like that game made me violent as shit." You know? But at no point have I ever played a game and been like, "Oh, I can murder people in GTA, just run them over." Yeah. There's no consequences in real life. Like, not,
no.
Like at no point. So that's why it's a really weird thing for people to even suggest that it's, I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with like studying it and looking into it and trying to find the correlation between, I think that some games can bring on an addiction that can make people mad.
Yeah.
Because they just play it like Fortnite and shit, people, like kids. But then that's also like on the parents, right? Like it should be like, no, you can't fucking play that game anymore. Like you gotta go outside.
Yeah, go outside, go do something else.
Do you like? It's such a weird thing, and I think our generation talks about it a lot. Is we are like one of the last generations to really, really play outside.
Yeah.
There's been a couple kids around that have started.
I'm starting to see a little bit in my neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah. But like we played outside and like you talked about it a couple times where like you just rode your bike here, you rode your bike wherever the fuck you wanted, and your parents trusted you to like be back on time or whatever.
Yeah.
And as we got cell phones, it was better because we could communicate better. But yeah, dude, like we just wherever the fuck we wanted. I remember I was at Doug's house and we were like babysitting Kevin when he was younger, Doug's brother, and we like put him in a stroller and we just walked to rainy day games. You don't see, and we were like, we were probably a little bit older, like 14, 15 years old. Yeah. But like, who the fuck does, like, people aren't doing that now. And I think that has kind of helped us not be so, like, we love video games, but we had built in other interests that we wanted to do.
Yeah. I played a lot of video games too. My mom had the daycare. Yeah. And a lot of kids wanted to play like the N64 back in the day. But we always played outside. Like I said, the kids in my neighborhood that live right up the road, there's like 5, 6 kids, I feel like. A couple girls, couple boys. And one of the boys, like, I saw him riding his bike towards the road, like, between the houses. And I'm like, oh, he's going to pop out in the road. And he did. And he was like, oh, like, right in front of my truck. But I was already slowing down. And he's like, sorry. And I'm like, it's okay, dude. Keep playing outside. Like, hell yeah. I didn't care.
Yeah. That's yeah, man. It's super cool. We've had a bunch of people at the park recently, like a bunch of kids. And I think that's one thing, too, is a product of, like, where we live. Because we've lived there for so long. Like, both you and I have been in our houses for a really long time. The kids grew up, and their families just didn't sell houses, and new kids didn't move in. Yeah. But now that's starting to happen around my neighborhood, at least. And it sounds like a little bit at yours, where, like, kids, now families have bought the old homes, and
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool, man. It's exciting to see.
Yeah,
I love seeing little kids play outside.
Yeah.
I saw a little kid with his dad today when I was getting coffee. I'm like, he's like choosing a donut. I don't know why I'm like so enamored by the little kids and
what they do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, I've been watching them more recently when I see him.
Jesse wants a kid, guys. That's what he told me just now.
I want to be a single dad.
Dude, no. That would be being a parent.
I'm joking.
Being a parent will be so hard.
I'm joking.
I really respect it, but there's some stuff like I respect the patience, and that's a big reason like why. Like if I went up to Tanya right now, I was like, we should have a kid. She'd be like, fuck yeah. She wants kids, you know. I just don't want to give away like my freedom yet.
Freedom, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a time and place for it.
But
I'm looking forward to having kids.
Both you and I are 27 now, and it's like
still young
for sure. But how old do you want to be? Like when your kid is your age, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when your kid's 35, you're gonna be 70. You know what I mean? Your dad's a little bit older too, but like that hasn't really changed much in for your life except for like, you know, now that you're 30 or getting closer to 30, he's a little bit older.
Yeah,
and you can see that. I always was like, I want to be able to coach like my kids. So I need to be at an age when I have the kid that when my kid's 10, 12, 18, I'll still be able-bodied enough to like run around and do shit.
Yeah. But I think my dad was good all the way through. He's still older.
Yeah, no, he was definitely good.
But yeah, I've thought about that, like being younger, being able to go like hunting with my kid or like play catch or, you know, not let my kid beat me, tell him he's old enough.
Yeah.
In sports.
Yeah, until he's like 18.
Yeah, my kid's boy, girl, you're not going to win a basketball game against me for a long time. I don't care about your feelings.
Yeah, I guess that's totally fair. I don't think that anyone ever let me win.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think it was one of those things where it's like sometimes like the adult would be like, oh, they're not winning. And then like when the adult can't like make a shot or can't do anything, and like the little kid's just on fire, and they're like, oh fuck, I'm about to lose to this 10-year-old.
Yeah, now you gotta go.
Yeah, now it's like I gotta try it. I remember I talked about this when Colin was here, but what was that kid's name who played with us sophomore year? Black kid, can't remember his name. It was like Terrence.
Chicago, Terrence.
Yeah, his little cousin was at like a youth camp. Remember we always had to work the youth camps.
Yeah,
and he was like, I bet you like X amount of dollars, like if I hit this shot, like you have to give it to me or whatever. And I was like, no. He's like, okay, well how about half your sandwich? And I was like, from where? And he's like, it was like a corner three, and he's like literally like this fucking tall.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like go ahead. And he just nailed it, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I had to give it to him. There's like 10 kids. I was like, dude, this is stupid. So yeah, it was like one of those moments where I was like, there is no way this little kid's beating me. And then he's just like, literally put his whole body into that shit. Just, the ball weighs as much as he does.
When I stay at Lindley's house, his son Dalen, he's getting older.
How old are they now? He has 3 or 4?
3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dalen, Bo, and Kellen. Or Kellen and Bo. Sorry, flipped it up. Yeah, Dalen was like, we were playing basketball. I was letting him make buckets here and there. He's getting a little pouty. And then Lindley's like, dude, don't let him win.
That's so funny. I can see him saying that shit. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck, Jesse? Yeah. I saw, it was crazy. I posted something on like Instagram or somewhere, and then someone like Sanders or someone had replied. Maybe it was on Facebook, and they told me that Lindley was at a Blazer game, and so like I got to see him. He was with one of his sons at a Blazer game.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah,
I think he was with Dalen.
He might have been. Yeah, the older one.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, dang, that's kind of cool.
Athletic, dude.
What's the chances? Is he?
I was up there 3 years ago. We were
because he moved to Spokane.
Yeah. We were playing in Hoop Fest 3-on-3. So we had a team, and then Dalen had a team, and he was playing with. I'm sure they have a grade up or something like that. Or second grade, something like that. Second grade or something.
Yeah.
And he was balling, dude.
Yeah.
It was tight. I was getting hyped. Like championship game was like close game. Get a bucket, yeah.
The kid, yeah.
Kids. No, like the parents, dude. I was juiced too. I'm like, this is tight.
Yeah. Did they win?
I think they came in like second, but it was a team that was a year older than them, like all the boys, which was like at that age is like significant difference.
Yeah. In
like
terms of growth, size, skill can change a lot.
Yeah,
because you get more. Your like hand-eye coordination and just your coordination in general is better. Yeah, man. I think that's a part of like being a parent that like seems really awesome.
Oh yeah, I think having a baby be tough, dude.
Yeah, my mom was full into sports, like just full in. She would run up like sidelines and shit, and like just scream. She cried when I didn't play football.
Dude, yeah, I remember.
Wept.
Do you think she wept? Do you think? Do you ever think about like how much our parents used to take us to games, like especially us playing like Rebels basketball and stuff?
Yeah,
every weekend, dude.
In like weird places sometimes.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
I'll be like, nah.
Dude,
ask your mom.
Yeah. Dude, but it wasn't just like every weekend either. It was like Tuesday we played in like a Hillsborough league. Thursday we played in the rec league. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday tournament at some high school somewhere. Sometimes in like Seaside.
Yeah.
Like, who knows?
That's nuts.
And then because we played Rebels, it was like buying specific jerseys, and I guess we didn't have to buy it in 8th grade, so it like made it a little bit cheaper, but like custom shit, trophies, like all that kind of shit. Dude, Rebels was a blast. Yeah. We were like AAU before AAU was a thing.
AAU.
Yeah.
I gotta respond to Brucey real quick. Brucey.
I was gonna ask you, how much does work slow down when it starts to get like this outside where it's all rainy?
1 second. There we go. It slows down. Like normally you're booked out. So like we're booked out through end of October really.
Oh, really? Like shit to do every day.
Yeah. Like
damn.
Everything's already lined up and you put your bids in and then fit people in the schedule when they accept. So you want to keep booked out and try and keep booked out months. But like last year, December, January, I didn't really work. Yeah. Which I'm kind of cool with. But, like, summertime, it's working season summertime. Like, I was working every single day, getting after it. There's no, like, real days off. Friday, I had the day off. It was Bruce was like, oh, we've been hitting it hard. Day off Friday. Go get the gun sighted in for hunting.
Oh, cool.
All those things, so. Yeah, I mean.
You had weekends off, though.
When it's really like pouring down, I do have weekends off. When it's really pouring coming down, like we might just like shut it down for a bit or whatever.
It seems like it would be really hard to like do a fence or a deck, like if you have to get into the dirt, like because like it would be harder to manipulate because raining, then it would be muddy and like fill the hole.
Yeah, but it just doesn't get like depending where you're at, it doesn't get like super mucky like that.
Yeah.
And when you're digging, you get deep enough, it's still dry. Like right now, the ground is still dry.
Yeah, under it.
For sure, yeah. For sure.
For sure.
What sucks is like concrete bags are like a paper. So when they get soaking wet, if they just tear. Like I worked a job like 5 years ago. Bruce's buddy brought his friend from work. He was this little older guy. Can't remember his name. And he was like, it was soaking wet. And he would squeeze his gloves and they would just drip water. It's pouring rain. And the concrete bags were drenched. And I'm like, I wouldn't pick that up. I wouldn't try and pick that up. Because it will just tear just like that.
Yeah, and then go everywhere.
Easy. He grabs it. Concrete just busts everywhere. I'm like, dude, I told you. Yeah, that stuff sucks. But like a mist, stuff like that. Like the Oregon mist where it's just misting all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to that stuff. I would rather work in cooler weather than 100-degree weather.
For sure.
Any day.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, whenever I would like go outside, and it was just like 95, I was like, oh, Jesse's probably fucking just roasting.
Yeah, you get used to it at the end of summer.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, when it was like 95 recently, I was like, oh, it's 95. When it was like 95 to 100 in May, it was like we're done at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's too hot.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of nice too, right? It's like you could, depending on how much work you get done, you could like cut it early or whatever.
Yeah, when you get a job, you like schedule a job out for 3 days and you get it done in 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, we can start doing this other stuff where you get done in 2.5, you get done at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, what are we gonna do for another 3 hours?
Yeah,
the day is done. So
Yeah, it's always nice. Are you excited for football season? Like all this, I know it started, but
football, like NFL. Yeah, I don't watch tons of college. The NFL I really enjoy.
How come you enjoy? NFL more than college? Because usually I hear it's most of the time it's the opposite.
Yeah, everybody likes the passion of college, the passion of sports, in the student section.
That's the one thing that was in talks the other day. Like Tim Tebow is pretty aggressively against paying college students.
Yeah, I think
college
it's
athletes.
kind of dumb. I don't really.
His side of it.
He's
dumb.
talking about passion. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. I don't really care.
Sure.
But I just think he's not taking into account, like, there's a lot of kids that are not privileged coming in. They don't have a lot of money. You know, their family is broke.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to put some food on a table.
Yeah.
That perspective, when you're bringing in millions, billions of dollars for programs for the NCAA.
Okay, so I'll ask you this, just to play devil's advocate. Not all those kids are bringing in money.
No.
The program itself is.
Yeah.
So how do you what's the best way to delegate? Everybody gets the same amount?
I don't know. I mean, that's something that I wouldn't be making a decision on. Obviously, like scholarship kids, I think scholarship kids they're making money right now, but that money goes away quick when you pay for rent. You know, you pay for utilities.
They're making some money, but not really. They're not really making money. They're like kind of giving money so that they can
definitely be able to make money off your own name. Like if you're a streamer and you play college basketball and you're making money on Twitch, why should the NCAA say no? You can't do that.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a YouTube guy that did that. It was a kicker.
Oh really?
Didn't play football anymore because they weren't going to let him make money from YouTube anymore.
So he's like, fuck it.
Yeah, you can't make money on your own name.
Yeah,
that's dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't know.
Sure.
That's more what I'm talking about. If kids want to make money on their own name, be my guest.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, but to go along the lines of what you said was like, for instance, the kids who play at Oregon, like if you're a Mariota or that style of player, usually most of the time it's the entire offense really of Oregon because usually they're known for that, like fast speed. Really athletic, fast kids because they also have the track team that's really high up too. They do bring in a lot of money.
Yeah.
But some of those kids obviously don't.
Yep.
But those kids also are at practice every day, could blow out their knee, and they have nothing. Like they don't have anything.
Yeah.
And then they won't be on the football team.
Not
anymore.
even insurance.
No insurance, no anything. So it's really interesting. And plus, the thing that I think makes me really mad is the NCAA is technically listed as a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
And they sell multi-billion-dollar packages to like certain networks to play their games. Yeah. And it's like, it's no longer about the kids.
Yeah.
It's not about football and it's not about the kids. So, I think personally, in terms of making it not necessarily fair, but making it to be the least bitched about thing is to pay every kid the same amount of money.
Yeah, definitely.
Give everybody the same. Or you could break it up into a tier. So if you're a full ride scholarship kid, maybe you get a little bit more. If you're a partial scholarship kid or whatever, you get a little bit less in the full ride. And then if you're like a walk-on or something like that, you get a little bit less than that. So like tiered, but like not a lot, like $5,000 or whatever. Because the thing is, when you really look at stuff, so like my bills, like rent, my car insurance, my car payment, that kind of stuff, like altogether is like $1,000 a month. So that's like $12,000 a year. Mm-hmm. That's not a lot of money for any of these programs to give the kids.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like in relative.
Yeah.
And it's what you just said too, making them like a non-profit, and then they're not giving money to people who are employees of that.
Yeah.
And who are generating what's going on. Yeah.
It's weird. It's such a weird
12 G's is not a lot.
Yeah.
But
12 G's for 30, even 10 G's for 30 players.
Yeah.
It's really not that much money. For how much money that the whole program brings in. Mm-hmm. And not only does it bring in terms of selling tickets or merchandise or whatever, big schools like Oregon or whatever, people go to that school for just the football environment or the basketball environment or whatever school. You know, they go because of the hype that's surrounded because of the sports.
Yeah.
A lot of times. Not just, obviously academics play a role in that. But
yeah, I think sports, even at a small scale, like George Fox. Like, George Fox has gotten a new student center, new swim center, new baseball field, new student housing. They need more parking. But that's all since the football program started. Now, I'm not saying that football directly gave them money to do all of those things. They probably have that money on hand already. But it did bring
Extra money.
150 more kids to school.
Yeah.
Solely from football.
150 kids with tuition of $40K a year or whatever the fuck it is.
Getting 1,500 to 3,000 people at a game.
Yeah.
You're getting tickets.
3,000, really?
Yeah. The first game at George Fox was close to 3. Might have been over 3. Pretty sure it was. But
Fuck.
there's a decent amount of people, so there's a decent amount of money coming in. Different D3. Do I think D3 kids should be getting money? I don't know. You're at a private school.
Yeah.
Maybe they should be allowed to get some more money in scholarship or something like that.
Yeah. That's the weirder part to me is that, like, colleges, at any rate, are, like, D3, like, has very strict guidelines on what they can actually offer for scholarship. Yeah. I think that's weird.
They don't offer any scholarship money for sports.
Yeah. They don't, but they...
Yeah, you can get around it with other things.
Academic stuff. And
I used to get a transfer grant.
Yeah.
It's like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Okay. For transferring? Like, thank you. Here's 10 grand.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the thing. And that's the weirder part, though, is that they're like, you can't give out, athletic scholarships, but we made loopholes for you so that you can do something to get kids here.
Yeah.
And it's like, why don't you just put it in place so that the program can just function the way that the program should function?
Yeah.
That's the weirder part to me. Yeah. This is so super
But
strange.
back to your original question, the NFL is just a better product of football.
Yeah, they're just better athletes.
They're better athletes, the better
they
scheme.
Know it, yeah.
It's more simple football, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It really is more simple in terms of, like, plays and stuff that run. It's more intricate in, like, the details of each player, I would guess. But, like, the stuff that they're running is not mind-blowing. They're just really scheming against you. You know, in college, I think their scheme, obviously, you're scheming against other people. But, like, in the NFL, it's, like, matchups, too.
Yeah.
It's a big matchup thing.
Well, yeah, you look at, like, when the Seahawks had Sherman, like, no one passed on Sherman's side.
Yep.
Basically take him out of the game.
The NBA is a matchup thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, like, when we played Denver, it was so fucking hard. Mm-hmm. And that specific time, our backup center, who's now our starting center, is fasting.
Yeah.
Can't do shit.
I just think the NFL athletes are the most fun for me to watch.
Yeah,
they're insane.
I think you're totally right because I don't like college football or basketball. I'm not into it.
I'm not into it either.
Because it's like the NBA's on.
Yeah, it's the pros.
Yeah.
I'm watching the pros.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the generic answer for me, but I'm also just not, like, watching football. I love to watch the Seahawks, but I'm also like the NFL, for instance, put in a new sideline cam.
Yeah.
So, like, they put in, like, a game film, like, wide view sideline cam. You can see the formations and stuff. Mm-hmm. I even tweeted about it. I'm like, this is tight.
Yeah.
Because I can see everything from this point of view. Mm-hmm. For me, that's pretty awesome. I'm like, I get to check. I get to play games in my own head, guess what the offense is running, try and predict the defense.
Yeah, for somebody who's been playing football for so long and knows a lot about it,
I really
enjoy
cool. That stuff.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, it's really interesting to see, like, even now, like, just adding that camera really can really change the perspective or the enjoyment. Just that one thing. Yeah. Is cool. But yeah, and I think maybe college football has less of a meaning to you because you played college football at, like, at George Fox and at Whitworth and stuff. So you didn't go to, like, Oregon, or you didn't go to, like, the games that are on TV. Yeah. Is basically what I'm getting at. You don't really have, like, you probably care if Oregon wins because you have friends who went to Oregon while they were there, but it's like.
Yeah, and I'll watch the Ducks against another big school.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, you still like football, so.
I still like football. Yeah. I enjoy watching it.
Yes,
but I would just rather watch NFL.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
NBA.
That makes sense.
I like the Blazers.
Yeah, go Blazers, go Zers. We're going to have a good team.
I'm excited. But I never get excited when the start of basketball season because it's still in football season. I'm like, I'm not watching this shit. Dude, wait till December.
I'm totally the opposite. I'm like, thank God basketball's on. We have a lot of the Blazers have a lot of national televised games this year. Like a fucking lot.
They're going to be good, dude. I mean, the West is going to be hot.
Yeah. But I think what I like about it the most is that the West, most teams have, like, 2 players now. It's not like like
there's a lot of parity.
It's not like 5 teams have like all the all-stars.
Well, that's the other thing about college football. There is parity, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Bama, Clemson.
Yeah.
You know, the big schools down there, LSU, Georgia, they're gonna win, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But yeah, now it's like, you know, the Blazers have like C.J. McCollum, Damian Lillard, then it's like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Mm-hmm. Like that's what the matchup is, you know, or that's what it is. It's not like we have 2 and they have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. You know, like that's how it felt before. It was just
the whole team.
Thing. Yeah, the whole team. They're like,
I mean, even in 2K, you'd simulate that game.
Yeah,
against the Warriors. It's like, damn, I'm gonna lose by 70 against this computer.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's insane. And like they have 5 All-Stars in their starting lineup.
Yeah,
and like Hall of Famers on the bench.
Pretty nuts.
Like Andre Iguodala.
Mm-hmm. He's going somewhere.
Sean Livingston.
Sean Livingston's retired.
Yeah, I saw that. But like DeMarcus Cousins was like coming off the bench.
Yeah, I know. It's dumb.
Dude, I feel so sorry for him.
I hope he gets healed up.
Yeah.
Scary.
All right, man. Well, I know you got the Hawks in like 15 minutes.
Seahawks, right? Baby. Yep, Seahawks versus Steelers.
It's going to be fun.
Normally Seahawks play at 1.
Oh, were you and Bruce like talking shit?
Well, he's going to go there.
Oh, buddies?
Yeah, they're going to go. So, yeah, I'm talking a little bit trash.
Yeah.
I'm always am.
Yeah.
I'm saying that picture of the George Fox game. Everyone's cheering for the runner. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. What's the go-to food at Buddies for you in the morning like this? It's 10 o'clock.
Good. Chicken fried steak, eggs over medium, biscuit on the side with a little extra gravy, coffee, water.
Do they know you by name yet? Hey, Jesse.
Steve's the owner there. I don't know if they all know me by name, but they know who I am. They're like, he's getting the chicken fried steak.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they know your shit. Dude,
I'm like, I don't need the menu.
Where was it? Was it I think it was Sakura. They used to like know my number. So when I called, they're like, same thing? Like, yep.
Yes, the ladies at Starbucks.
Yeah,
they see me walk in, they know it's good.
The
ones on the weekend don't. The ones are in the week.
Yeah, when I worked at Cinetopia, the bank always knew. Like, they're like, hey Mitchell.
Hey Mitchell, you coming in to deposit another $100,000 check?
I wish it was $100,000, but no. You know how many times this might be really bad, but you know how many times I was like going like after it would be like Christmas Eve or like Christmas, and it's like the best day. You know, everyone's there. In terms of like business, worst day when you're working. Yeah. But best day for business, and it's like you're going to the bank and you have like $70,000 in cash, and you're like, I fucking, you know, like this is scary. You know how many times I've been like, I could just go to like fucking Thailand. They'll never find my ass. Dude. $70,000 in Thailand.
Oh, you were carrying it.
Yeah, me. Like I'd like hold it. You know, I'll be. You've seen How I Met Your Mother? Yeah. You know when Marshall was doing like the fantasy league thing and he had all the money? Walking to the bank, he's like, I have a lot of money in New York.
Dude, people carry around a lot of money like that. My old man be carrying around cash. I'm like, dude.
How much cash?
I ain't saying.
Tanya watches this YouTuber who I guess walks around with $1,500 in cash at all times. And I was like, dude, you're just asking to be robbed. Yeah.
If I wasn't just a nice guy and I really needed some money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I
just hop on YouTube. Like, who carries around money?
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy's like, I got it.
Dude, I was like, and my thing was like, why 50? Like, why not $100, $200, $300? Like, how much? Like, what problem are you gonna get into where you can only pay cash, especially in 2019?
I have no idea.
Not a lot of places. Like, I really need to buy like pounds and pounds of marijuana right now, and the dispensary only takes cash.
Here's a few grand.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, what? Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
That's scary stuff.
Dude, even people who are fucking on the corners begging for money now have like the thing that they put in their phone, like, I take card.
You have seen that?
Yeah.
No, dude. I hated that about the Girl Scouts. I'm like, I don't got no money. They're like, we take card now. You have Venmo? I'm like, damn. I can't lie. I'm like, yeah.
They're like, all right, well, you're getting some fucking Thin Mints.
Shit. All right.
Yeah, that's fair. That was like that's my go-to thing when people ask for money. It's like, I don't carry cash, and I don't ever.
Yeah. I'm gonna start being like, dude, I have a flip phone and I don't have my wallet.
How'd you get that coffee? Fuck. Found
Prepaid.
it. Yeah, prepaid. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy though.
It's annoying.
Like, oh, I got this shit though. Just swipe your card.
I will not, dude.
Just swipe it. You're like, what the?
I just give homeless people food all the time.
Yeah,
like the dude, we had hella. Me and Gary had a bunch of Buffalo Wild Wings that we didn't eat.
Yeah.
Dude just had a sign that, "Hello, I'm Denzel Washington."
That was funny.
I was dead, dude. Like, dude, take all this food. He's like, "Thanks, man. You got an impression?" And he was like, "King Kong ain't got shit on me." It was like a shit impression, and I was just like, "My man."
His sucks and yours is good.
Yeah. That was gonna be better.
He's like, fuck. Yeah, there's been a couple times where I've offered food and they're like, I don't want that shit. And you're like, all right, man. See ya.
Throw it at him.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got stared at by this dude on the trolley train thing in Portland. Dude, big fro, pushing a stroller full of trash and like beer bottles. Just super skinny, bunch of scabs all over his arms and legs, like crackhead, dude. Super method. He's staring at me the whole time, and I'm like, oh my god. And this was when I was like first trying to move downtown for going to Portland State with like Colin and Zach and shit. And I was like looking around, and all of a sudden I hear like rustling of like beer cans, and I like look, and he's like still staring at me, looking for one, and he's just drinking out of ones that he's found on. I was like, oh, dude,
yo,
yeah. And I was just like, we got off pretty quick, and I was like, dude, this fucked up.
You just turned completely the other way.
Yeah, I was literally like looking, like what the fuck? And this is not a good time. But all right, man, I'll let you go.
JB Mondays, baby.
It's a good day.
We're back again.
We're back.
I won't be super early next week. The Seahawks are at 1. Maybe
okay.
we gotta let us sleep in a little bit.
Yeah, especially like after celebrating Devin's birthday.
I like waking up though. It forces me to get up.
I like waking up and stuff like when it's stuff like this. I'll get up because it's like I have a commitment. But like when I'm like I'm gonna get up at 7 on Sunday.
Never do.
I'm like snooze.
Never do.
I'll just change the alarm to 9. Wake up. Just get up at 9.
I know how it goes.
All right, man. Well, take care. Hope the Hawks win, and I'm sure I'll see you sometime this week.
Yeah, I'll see you before Sunday.
Take care, guys. Make sure to follow Jesse on his socials. They'll be posted in the links and stuff, and then make sure to follow us at Neighbor Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Take care, guys.